The key lock. So assuming Kirk goes over and he attacks the key lock, assuming Kirk is here, he reaches over. I know that once Kirk pins this thing to the mat, locks his wrist, pinches his elbows together. Now, if you'll notice, Kirk has formed this kind of frame around my shoulder. So he's got the bones of his arm and all of his musculature all kind of enveloping just my one arm. And it's very, very difficult for me to get access to this arm again. There are ways to do it that are going to set me up that are going to be like pretty bad, but I prefer to not let it get this far because this is pretty rough. So, a number of ways I can go about defending it. First and foremost, as Kirk is here, if I see him reaching this arm up, right, I don't want to give him access to this one at all. So if I can help it, I won't allow him to have this. I'm going to have my arms in, and by the time he's pulling this arm out from under my head, so right here he's pushing into my chin, right? He's holding me flat. When he pulls this arm out, I want to start stripping and working my escapes. That's primary, okay? That's primary. However, sometimes you're going to have to deal with the fact that the guy does have your wrist, and now you've got to work actual defenses instead of just prevention stuff. So Kirk's here. I wasn't able to prevent it. He's got his grippers on it. He's moving the thing down. Instead of allowing him to drop his elbow down next to my head, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull my head into this mix, and I loop my head through. Now, even if Kirk wants to lock his hands, go ahead and try to drag my elbow down and get the finish. Really, really difficult. If he tries to lift my elbow up to get the finish, it's not going to happen. I have too much flexibility here. So I pull my head into the mix, and now it's going to be almost impossible for him to finish the key lock. And I can work to free this arm back up and get my underhook and start working my other escapes. So, starting very basic. Here we go, Kirk. He reaches over, and I'm not able to shrimp and not even give him access to the arm. He actually does get access to it. So I'm unable to prevent it. Now I got to work on defending it. Loop my head up through. If my head is up and through, now I can start working on trying to free up my wrist and save myself. But from here, it's going to be impossible for Kirk to work his finish. He's not going to be able to get his finish from here, at least through the key lock. Switch off the other things. All right? So we're going to pair it up, guys, and we'll get going on this one.